This is not even a max level mortar, so that 46 damage per second is serious. So you are not going to be Zuka fanning any layouts with your Clustardier. Squad leaders are coming back, and this time with the Bombardiers. Introducing your first look at the Clustardier squad leader and the Bomb and Shield Bombardier squad leader. Now, there's two Bombardier squad leaders, unlike last time with the heavies when we did have three. I think we're all praying for the day when we do get Zukafan back in action. But apparently, the third Bombardier squad leader was just way too overpowered. So none of that right now. We are dealing with two of them. So first off with the Clustardier, main purpose will be for clearing mines. He's honestly not that very good, but more on that very shortly. And then the Bomb and Shield, which is the better of the two. Squad members gain a shield when one of them dies. So let's dive on into the madness here with the introduction of Bombardier squad leaders. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood SkullCrusher, coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, sneak peek and breakdown for the new Bombardier squad leaders coming to Boom Beach. Now, quick disclaimer, I am on the developer build account, which is a private server lent to me by Supercell for the purpose of testing out new features and updates, then showcase to you, the Skull Army and friends. Clustardier, Bomb, and Shield. Let's dive on into the juicy details here. So let's start off with a Clustardier here, the first of two Bombardier squad leaders. So the squad leaders first, I should say, will be available this Friday. It's going to be a trial run for Friday to Sunday, so we're going to have a solid 3 days to test them out. And then hopefully, eventually, after any bugs and kinks are worked out, when we do see them returned, maybe it'll be for warships, maybe it'll be for Mega Crab, or maybe we'll have them back for Main Island. But it'll be pretty exciting to have more squad leaders coming on a regular basis. So with the Clustardier here, so right off the bat, I'm sure you've all noticed the damage per second. Terrible. Absolutely abysmal. Don't plan on Zuka fanning anything with your Clustardier here. 46, and that's just your base stats right there. So, of course, with whatever troop damage statues you have will be the purple stats boosted right beside it. So for me, it's, on the dev build, 46 plus 44. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Just, for quick comparison, just to the Bomb and Shield there. Okay, that's 2,300 just for the base stats. So let's get back over here to the Clustardier here. So base stats here for level 7. Health will be 860. That's pretty standard for, I believe, your regular Bombardier, and of course the other squad leader, the Bomb and Shield Bombardier squad leader as well. Movement speed, moderate range, very long. The terrible DPS here, damage per second, 46 plus whatever your additional bonus stats are, and your perk not so special. So like the Zuka fan, this squad leader only benefits himself. He's a very selfish squad leader. So the other Bombardiers in the squad, the other two Bombardiers, are practically there just for the flare effect here. So remember, we have our squad flags, or our squad flares, so you'll be able to do split flares, multiple flares in different directions, depending on if you plan on doing it or not. So again, you're not going to be soloing anything with the Clustardier here. It's honestly, in my opinion, a terrible squad leader. Again, mines, destroying mines is probably going to be the best benefit, so there will be some use with the Clustardier here. Mine Buster. So that's what they're really kind of going on here. Mine Buster, clearing mines, just like our Minesweeper when we did have the Minesweeper with the heavy squad leaders. Uses a modified weapon which fires a cluster bombs. They do less damage but destroy mines. And you're going to see when we actually test them out in action here. So let's take a look at the better, in my opinion, the bomb and shield here. So bomb and shield is less selfish, not like the Clustardier over here, only thinking of himself. You selfish bugger. But the bomb and shield, squad members gain a shield when one of them dies. So of course, one of them does have to bite the bullet for the benefit to take effect here, but at least it is beneficial for the squad, which is great. So we've got, you know, a solo perk for the Clustardier, only affects himself with the cluster bombs, you know, practically just destroying mines, that's it. And now bomb and shield, who does, you know, when one of the squad members dies, so when one of the bombas dies, or when the squad leader dies, a shield that does activate for the other members, the other squad members. So let's go into a little bit more detail here with the base stats here for level 7 bomb and shield. And once again, I think Supercell or the graphic designers are absolutely killing it on the design here. I'm a big fan of this look here. And again, going back to the Clustardier here, honestly, he looks Scottish. I got to give it to him. With, you know, obviously it's a cluster bomb, but you know, it also kind of resembles, you know, a bagpipe from maybe, you know, the steampunk era, or, you know, something with regards to the steampunk era there. So I do like how Clustardier looks, but I definitely think that not only is bomb and shield the better of the two, but he also looks way better as well. Honestly, looks like something right out of Starship Troopers, ready to fight the bugs on the front line. So bomb and shield, definitely, in my opinion, the better of the two here. Base stats are practically the same, minus the damage per second and the perk. So health 860, movement speed moderate, range very long, damage per second is 2,300, so way better than the Clustardier. And of course, the perk is Live On here. Live On. When a squad member dies, the remaining squad members gain a shield based on maximum health. Shield gain 50%. So picture a like crystal shield projector, that blue shield with the blue health bar, excuse me, directly over the squad members when one does perish in battle here. Very cool. It's pretty much like seeing a crystal shield projector in action here. So stay safe here. Each time a squad member is killed, gives the remaining units a shield. So again, not a physical shield. It would be pretty cool to see the Bombardiers with one of these bad boys. But no, just a crystal shield looking shield, you know, blue shield, blue health bar. We've seen it before. And again, I wish that we did have skins dedicated to our squad leaders, but, you know, we still have the pretty cool icon that is directly above them, which identifies where your squad members are located on the landing craft. So right now on the landing crafts, I've got a 4-4, 4 bombas with 4 mechs, and out of my 4 bombas, we've got 2 squad leaders selected, with one, of course, being Clustardier, and the other being the bomb and shield. So let me show you what we're dealing with here, with regards to how terrible the Clustardier is. I found a nice resource base that we'll be able to test our squad leaders on. And we're going to start things off with, well, it would have been nice to have some mines here. So let's just start things off with the Clustardier. So we're going to drop that right there, and you're going to see what happens here. So obviously I've got my, you know, Santa skin selected for my Bombardiers. But with regards to, look at that. It's just a cluster firing and absolutely 0 damage. So I'm going to shock these guys here so they don't deal any damage. I just want you to be able to see the damage that the Clustardier is doing. And look, this is not even a max level mortar. So that 46 damage per second is serious. So you are not going to be Zuka fanning any layouts with your Clustardier. So those mine layouts, you know, for whatever barrage and critters and artillery don't clear, you are going to be relying on that Clustardier there. So honestly, in my opinion, not a very good squad leader at all for the Bombardiers. I'm very curious as to what the other one could have been here. But yeah, after seeing the damage that this one does, knowing that the Bombardiers are long-range, heavy damage troops, I mean, it's a cool idea. You know, we did see Minesweeper or Mine Clearing with the heavy squad leader, so that same idea might be recycled with some of the future squad leaders. But yeah, not too impressed with the Clustardier here. Again, we didn't have any mines on that layout, so let's go in on... We've got Dev right over here. Let's go in on the attack. Hopefully we've got some mines. And yes, we do, but of course they're right up front. Curious to see if the Clustardier goes for the mines. Like the Minesweeper directly targeted the mines, and it looks like no. So you're not going to have that same effect where the Clustardier will directly target the mines. He's going to go right for the defenses. So again, it would have been nice if that Clustardier had that same effect that the Minesweeper did, which, you know, the Minesweeper was drawn to the mines. It would be pretty cool if the Clustardier was drawn to the mines and, you know, directly targeted mines in range if they were closer than defenses. So the fact that that's not really applied, I don't like, which again doesn't really make it a very, very good squad leader or just a troop overall. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Bomb and Shield in action here, and I'm sure some of you will probably find some uses, some better uses for the Clustardier, but again, not a big fan. Let's go in on this resource base right over here and take a look at our Bomb and Shield in action here. So Bomb and Shield coming out to play here. I might have to probably take it out with artillery to give you an idea. Yeah, okay, so we're going to take one out with an artillery, and then boom. So there's that shield that we're talking about. So minus the friendly fire that we just did on our Bombardier there to get the shield taking effect here. That's what it's going to look like when one of the squad members or the squad leader does die. But at least the bomb and shield does deal damage, you know, unlike the pathetic Clustardier. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be ripping on the Clustardier all weekend when this guy is in action. And I know I'm not going to be the only one. You know, you guys are probably seeing this going like, what? And, you know, wait till you test it out as well. You're going to be like, you know, seriously, this is the best that they can come up with the Bombardier squad leaders? And look at that. I love it. I'm pretty sure that we lost the very last, or the squad leader at the very end as we did drop the resource base there. Very, very cool. All right, let's see if we can test our luck a little bit more. And again, so what I was saying is it would be nice if the Clustardier would directly attack the mines, like the Minesweeper with the heavy squad leader being directly pulled into the mines and having that reduced damage as well. So there we go. Okay, okay, awesome. You know, I mean, the building was right up front there, but you guys got a really good idea there of pretty much the best use that we're going to get from the Clustardier, and that is going to be the mine clearing. Not bad. Okay, I'm happy we at least got to see some of those mines go out of the way there, which is pretty much going to be the only use for your Clustardier. Again, terrible, terrible squad leader. So Skull, Army, and Friends Boom community, that's going to be your first look at the squad leaders, the new Bombardier squad leaders that will be coming to Boom Beach this Friday. So it's going to be Friday to Sunday, a 3-day trial run. If you have made it this far into the video, please do not forget to leave a like. It does mean the absolute world to me, does help the channel grow, and yes, of course, it does appease our YouTube algorithm overlords. Leave a comment as well and give me your honest thoughts and opinions on the new Bombardier squad leaders. Most importantly, what you think of the Clustardier. Skull Army and Friends, we will officially be wrapping up today's sneak peek video. It's now time to make like a Tom and cruise. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace!